Good morning and welcome to me beta testing, or not really beta testing, it's just I'm using my cards for the first time, okay? I tossed up whether or not to do it. So these are the TU3 cards. TU3 stands for Travel Unum, and Travel is spelled TR3V3LE3. Anyway, all the E's, and there's an E on the end, they're all threes. So TU3, anyway. This is the Sun Kira deck, or the Sun Currency deck. I have two decks that I've created. I'm just so excited, and you can join me or not, whatever. I'm just super excited to use my cards. I have designed an entire two decks of tarot cards based on over a decade's worth of work with multiple different decks, and also the Trevelyan perspective philosophy that I've been developing based on the three basic energies of love, joy, peace. Well, those are the aspects. The aspects of the three basic energies are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and the manifestation ability to create those energies in your life. But the energies themselves are light, electricity, air, fire, water, fauna, flora, earth, and metal. And then all those 9 energies are divided up into five sacred houses. So it does align a lot. The first sacred house is the Wilder house, the wild house. It's like the wild card. And that's what the major arcana is. The major arcana is the wild house that's based in light and love. So the major arcana is the light and love energy. And then all the other 8 energies are divided into the 4 sacred houses. Now, I do this a little bit differently, and I'm going to explain it a bit, because in the traditional sacred houses, you have air, fire, water, and earth, okay? In my deck, because I've got the 9 energies: light, electricity, air, fire, water, fauna, flora, earth, and metal. So in this deck, the first house is the house of conception, or Harris, which is typically associated with swords. And that is the house of electricity. And, let me get my notes, because, you know what, you're either here for this or you're not. So I'm not going to try and rush this. But I have it written down because there's so much information. So the air and electricity are the 2 energies in the house of conception, which is also in fantasy, in the Trevelyan terms, it's the house of Harris. So the Harris house are the energies of electricity and air, and that's conception, that's mind. Again, traditionally the swords. It's where, if you're thinking, it's also related to the spiritual side of things, because in the spiritual realm, things move and flow like air. All right, and moving, flowing with the ease of air. And right now there's a lot of wind blowing on, and I'm so excited. It's a new moon eclipse tomorrow, and these energies are amazing. It's just like churning everything up. And the best thing about churning everything up is that's what you do to soil before you plant. So before you plant, you got to churn up the soil and pull out all the rocks. So that's what this eclipse energy is. And I'm so excited, and my decks, I'm so excited. So can you tell? I'm a little excited. I'm sorry. I'm going to calm down and try and focus a little bit to get this information. The second house is the house of expression. Traditionally in decks, this is often aligned with wands. And then in this house, I have both fire and water. Fire and water are very fluid. They're a little more, but they're not quite tangible, but they're fluid in the fact that they can touch you. Like, you can't touch fire, but fire can touch you. And if fire touches you, it hurts. It burns. So it's very fluid, but not like air. There can be a tactile experience with fire. And water, it's difficult to gather up. It's very fluid, and you can't hold it in a fist. You've got to cup it, things like that. So this is the house of expression, and I put fire and water together for many other reasons that I can get into, or you can ask me about. But that's where that fluidity is, in the house of Farouche, or expression. Now, the next house, which is typically vessels, which is a lot of people associate that with water. It's the vessels. This is expansion. So the idea of in vessels is it's either expanded without a vessel, or you're gathering it up into a vessel. So in all the Trevelyan energies, there's both the abundance and the lack. That's why I don't do a negative or a positive side. Like in a lot of tarot reading, there's if it's in reverse, it's a negative perspective, or if it's up the right way, it's positive. I don't do that in Trevelyan readings. In Trevelyanum readings, if it's in reverse, that means it's within. So if it's in reverse, it means it's coming from within the unseen realms, or within where it's not obvious. And then if it's up the right way, then it's outer, it's more obvious. And that's how I also align with the feminine energies, like a uterus and a womb is not obvious. You can't really see it. It's hidden within. But oh my goodness, is it powerful. And then the masculine energies, which are without, which are like the testes and the penis, they're there and it's obvious. And hello, here I am. And the most important thing is masculine energies have to be relaxed and flaccid for a lot longer than they can be hard and earnest. And being a hard, earnest, go, 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 go is an energy that we should only ever be in for a short period of time. In the same way that if you have an erection for longer than 4 hours, you have to go to the doctor because something's wrong and there will be harm caused. This is where my soapbox comes in. We should not be working go, 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 go for 8 hours a day. No, we need to. It's bursts, short bursts. So you can go, 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 go for as long as you want, and then you have a break and you rest and you relax and you just chill. Chill, bro. So anyway, that's how I look at that. So in this house of expansion, these are the energies of fauna and flora, fancy words for animals and plants. And this is expansion in the fact that there is so much variety. Think of every single variety of plant that you know, times it by 1,000. There's more. And this also includes microbiological organisms as well. So there's like so much variety, and it can just be, and with plant energy, it's like rooted, but the roots are for expansion, and they collect and they gather and they collect and they gather. And it's always this, it's beautiful imagery of the in-breath and the out-breath of eternity, which is what everything is related to. The in-breath comes in, goes within, and then the out-breath, it goes without. So expansion uses both expanding and drawing in. You cannot expand and put out unless you first draw it in. So you have something to then put out. So this is the house of Baura, as I call it, and the house of expansion, typically aligned with vessels, like an open bay. In an open bay, there's the waves, the currents. The current comes in and then it goes out, then it comes in and then it goes out. So that's what this expansion energy is, the house of vessels, and the house of Baura in the Trevelyanum terms. The last house, which is typically the house of earth or stones, pentacles often is used for this term. This is the house of, look what I'm doing, subconsciously I'm doing this, foundation. It's the house of foundation. And the energies in the house of foundation, or the house of Chanton, as I call it, are earth and metal. Okay, so earth and metal. And those are the energies that we dig deep and we put the foundation in, and it cannot be moved, and it is strong, or it's shaking and it tears everything down. Okay, so this is what all these energies are. And I'm already at 8 minutes right now, so I'm just going to keep this video to my explanation of how I do this. Now, the reason I have 2 decks, and this is the sun deck, I also have, where did I put it? It's, moon deck. So we have a sun deck and a moon deck. All right. And as I said, with the masculine and feminine energies, the sun deck is the obvious, what's out here, what we can see, and what's there, and what's in the light of day. So the sun Kira is another term for currency in the Trevelyanum term. The sun Kira deck has a more masculine leaning, but that doesn't mean it's only masculine, because there are some feminine traits that are outer. For example, when you have your period and you purge, and that blood comes out, or when you give birth and you push and that baby comes out. That's an outer expression of femininity. So the feminine energies is this final product that's fully released. The masculine energies is when you're doing all the work outwardly. Okay, so that's the difference. Feminine energies does the work within and then pushes a product out, and then ta-da, this is what I have birthed. Masculine energies does all the work. Show the work, like math. Show me the work. Show the work. How did you get there? Which is also why masculine energies have difficulty with feminine energies, because they can't see how they got that, and it looks therefore like witchcraft. That's the whole spooky, woodgy, weird thing about witchcraft. You, in feminine energies, you don't see how you come up with it. You just poof, there's my magic finish, there's my finished project, poof. And they're like, I don't know how you did that. I don't know how. So if you don't know how you did it, you get very scared and it's frightening. You don't understand. You don't know how it's done. Whereas in the masculine energies, it's all out there. This is how I did it. This is how I make it hard. Sorry, but that's the imagery is there. So this is my Sun Kira deck. The Moon Kira deck is also a little different because, sorry, I had to pause to blow my nose because talking all about these energies coming from within to without. The other thing about the Sun Kira deck, I have Kitty here as well, is that the Sun Kira deck is aligned mostly with the traditional and the typical. So the typical mindset, or the holistic mindset, whereas the Moon deck, which is more feminine intuition based, is also aligned with the neurotypical mindset. So you're going to see the biggest difference in the major arcana. In the Sun deck, the major arcana is aligned with mostly the traditional, but I have some different things. Let me share a little bit with you just so you can know what I'm talking about. In the Sun Kira, the first card, which is traditionally the Fool card, and this one I call it Innocent Conception, because that's what the Fool card is all about. It's innocent conception. It's this brand new coming together. Something, a new idea is made. But in the Moon Kira deck, that is naivety. It's this innocent, oh, la, 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 la. So what I've done is I've taken a lot of the multiple meanings of the traditional tarot and I've kind of divided them just so we can kind of spend more time on both sides or more time in the one that you're more aligned with. And then seeing them side by side, we can compare and understand a bit better. So it's that whole yin-yang imagery as well. So that's what my deck are all about. And I'm going to leave this at 12 minutes. I love you. I'm super excited. If you've listened to this whole thing, if you haven't, I don't care because I'm doing this for me. But this is the first time I'm using it. And I'm going to dive in and the next video is going to be me actually doing it.